Hi everyone, welcome to week 4. This week we talked about the importance of water and its role in early California and why it's crucial to us now is what I'd like to talk about in my presentation this week. So I just got a little timeline here. Might be a little bit difficult to see, but basically I was just talking about what we learned this week early on. One of the biggest things that stood out to me was that the state of California owns the water pretty much everywhere. We just use the water. We don't really ever own it. So here it started 1769, Spanish settlements established water rights established by Spanish First Permanent Law. And then it just kind of goes along as certain things happen. Gold was discovered, was obviously a big thing for us and for water. Let's see, 1884 required the termination of hydraulic mining, which we learned the catastrophic effects that it had on our environment in our last week. So this was definitely a huge step for keeping our waters clean. 1901, first California deliveries from the Colorado River and farmland in Imperial Valley. And then one of the biggest things here, Colorado River flooding diverts the river into Imperial Valley, forming the Salton Sea. And one of our other classmates did a really great presentation on that, so definitely listen to that one. I believe that one was Leanne. And then 1913, Los Angeles Aqueduct begins service. That was leading into my next slide. I was actually really interested in Mulholland's story this. So it's kind of a silly story, but when I went to Disneyland one time, I know at California Adventure they used to have a ride, and it was Mulholland Madness, and I think it's Goofy's Sky Coaster now. Anyways, I realized later that that coaster was named after the road for Mulholland, which I saw in Hollywood, I think it was, when I was there maybe a year or two ago, and I made that connection. And then when I heard the story and watched our videos this week about the Cadillac Desert, I thought that was really interesting. His story, that he came here as an immigrant from Ireland, and he basically self-taught himself to be a civil engineer. All the math that goes into that, I can't even imagine. I have an uncle that's a civil engineer, and I've seen some of his plans and work, and it looks really, really difficult, and I know it takes a lot of schooling. And I just can't imagine that someone came here, learned the new language, learned the new environment, and then taught themselves something so great. And he pioneered the California Aqueduct, which we saw in the videos. I thought it was really cool that they gave him an honorary degree and that they named the road after him. So I know that there was some flooding later on, and he kind of died not as famous, I guess, for the good things as he was hoping to be. But I really was inspired by him, and I thought that was really great to learn about him. The next thing is I kind of wanted to bring the water to a close connection for us. My uncle here is in the picture, so I Googled his name to kind of see what projects he was doing, because he's so busy. I talked to him, but I wanted to see what he was working on. And the first thing that popped up was the San Jacinto Levee project. So that kind of interested me because it's pretty close to us, and I also went to Mount San Jacinto before I went to Cal Baptist. So I saw this, and basically the San Jacinto Levee is a 10-year effort, which is coming to a crucial point right now where they need to come up with the money to basically fix this floodplain, because with the 100-year flood that's expected, all of Hemet and San Jacinto could be underwater. And so what they're trying to do is come up with the $50 million to fix this problem here, to extend the levee here so that it doesn't flood out into where people are living. The mayor said that they believe this is a great time because, well, the college is expanding, as you may have read, and then there's an Indians building a new casino, the Luceño Indians. And he's saying that this will increase property values, so now's a great time to go ahead with this project too, because even more homes will be affected. And then Mayor Ruiz says that this is about saving lives. This is not about the almighty dollar, because yes, it is a very expensive project, but it's so important because it's going to affect San Jacinto, it's going to affect Hemet, and then of course many of us who commute, maybe have family, and who knows how far it could go, maybe even into the Menifee Riverside area. So it's definitely something that is to be looked at. I haven't seen any updates yet. It said that they were supposed to meet again this month to make sure that it was going to go forward because they were having trouble coming up with all the money, the city of San Jacinto. They were looking into bonds from other farmers in the area to sell their land to come up with the extra money that they need to be able to build it. So I just thought that that was kind of interesting that it's so close to home and something that I had no idea that that was even a danger right there. And then, of course, I want to close with a verse. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. And I found this picture, which was really beautiful. I know we don't just drink water. We use water for so many things, for cooking, cleaning, showering, bathing. But drink is, I think, so important, not only just because you're actually physically drinking and covering your thirst, but your thirst for the Lord and your relationship with Him is so important. And I've learned that in my last few weeks at CBU, really connecting each week with something in the Bible, with the Christian perspective. I'm definitely not always thinking of that, and I like that the college challenges me to do that and to find out how I can connect those two. So this week, what really connected me is that God made all of these things for us. He made the earth. Man can manipulate it all he wants, but these are the things that we need to live to survive. And we can't always control them. As you can see, there's floods. Sometimes there's droughts. And so we need to depend on Him and pray and just make sure that we're taking care of the land that He provided for us. I hope you guys have a very happy Easter and a great weekend.